Welcome into the show. Oh, wrong camera. Yep. Welcome into the show, Oilersnation Everyday, September 26th.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Press the button, Aaron. Oh, wait.
Son of a bitch. We always come up with our best ideas for how to start the show.
Like 59.
Yeah, like 58, 59. And then it's like, can we do it? No? All right. Well, I'll just look at the wrong camera and see if that's funny. Anyways, welcome into Oilers Nation.
Baby.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday, live from the Sports Closet studio. Is this show back to its regularly scheduled programming or its regular schedule for the programming? No. Next Monday, though, every day, noon Mountain Time, right here.
Allegedly.
It's happening. We can't back out now. We promise people.
We'll see.
Every Monday or every day in this studio, we will be going live for 1 hour to talk Oilers. Hell yeah.
Maybe other things too.
Yeah, we'll probably mix in some other stuff.
Someone's got something on the mind. Speak.
Give out life advice.
Give out any
we are
advice.
committing to doing a full hour every day, which is not what we did last year. Last year, we would just kind of like,
just go.
Just see how we're feeling. But not next year. Hard hour. That means if the last 30 minutes sucks, we're going to...
And we are just Monday to Friday now.
And we are just Monday to Friday, which ties in to something that we have not announced yet, and that is the official launch of a true pre- and post-game show here at Oilers Nation. That's big. We're going to bring you from an hour before puck drop right up to puck drop, and then immediately after the game. We'll have more on that. Maybe that'll be one of the big announcements next week. It will be what the pre- and post-game shows look like next year. It's going to be exciting. A lot of content next year. We have this show 5 days a week. We have a true pre- and post-game show.
Which isn't a podcast. I don't know if we're revealing everything here, but I'm just going to do
No,
it.
Pre-game show.
Pre-game show will not be a podcast.
Post-game show will be a podcast.
Post-game show will, but
unless
pre-game
people,
show, I mean,
unless people want it as a podcast. I don't know why you would. Everything's going to be dated by like the second the game starts. So we have a lot of content next year. Is the point going to be a fun year at Oilers Nation? And if you want to help us kick everything off, our season opening party is coming up on October 11th. Where is it happening? Where else would it be happening? Greta. Exactly.
Arcade, bar, street food. Greta.
October 11th, we are probably going to be doing our first ever episode of the new pregame show live at Greta. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. Greta puts on the best parties for us.
Yeah, if you came during the playoffs last year, you know what a good time Greta is. Maybe even in the weeks leading up to there, you want to go like pre-game the season launch party. Yeah. We could be doing that. You just go there this Friday. And when the server's like, hey, what are you doing just standing there? Be like, I'm just getting ready, trying to find good angles for the Oilers Nation season launch party.
Actually, maybe they should go on Saturday because we have other things going on Friday.
We'll talk about that in just a little bit.
Plug God over there.
Today on the show, we have a new big list. We have the Star Mechanical News Desk. We're going to have a Sherwood Ford Giant preseason question to discuss. But first, let's just talk about a little bit of preseason hockey. The Oilers, Liam, are 0-2 to start the preseason, and that ties into our first comment of the day on Oilers Nation, which comes from our pal Sergeant Battle, who said, pack your bags, everyone. Time to move this 0-2 in the preseason poverty franchise to Houston. Real bad start to the preseason for the Oilers. It's a good thing they have 6 more preseason games to right the ship.
Yeah, we got a lot of time to figure this thing out and get on the rails. Winnipeg Jets, yesterday really fielded quite the lineup. I Googled this, Tyler. I did some math.
I like this stat.
The Winnipeg Jets had 3,545 games of experience in the lineup yesterday. The Edmonton, including a starting goaltender in the NHL, Laurent Brossoit.
Interesting.
Edmonton Oilers, 2,245.
So that gap is, quick math?
1,300.
Very easy to see why the Oilers did not win that hockey game last night. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you're freaking out or really taking anything substantial away from the first 6 periods of preseason hockey, I would just advise that you don't. Let's be honest. None of this matters. Absolutely none of this.
There's a couple of things that matter. The result of the game doesn't matter.
Does not.
It's the game within the game itself that matters. The players battling for those spots like Lavoie.
But I would even say that, like, the first 2 games, I don't even think they're reading too much into it.
No, but I would say I would agree, but those guys need to be the best players on the ice.
Okay, so then let's talk about that. Do you feel like some of those guys, Sutter, Lavoie,
Yeah.
even a Phil Broberg, calling him Phil now because it's time to get serious.
Phil B.
Phil B. Do you feel like those guys have been the best players on the ice?
Yeah, Broberg's been solid. I think people
Not as good as Bo Akey.
No, not as good as Bo Akey. Can't believe the Oilers sent him down. Unbelievable. Lavoie, by all accounts, was pretty solid last night too. Obviously, didn't get a goal because the Oilers were shut out. But all in all, pretty good. I think Brandon Sutter and Lane Pedersen. Is it Peterson or Pedersen?
Honestly, I'll figure
I'm
it out if he
saying
makes
Pedersen.
the team.
I've been saying Pedersen.
LP.
I like that.
They were good in the first game too. Did you see Brandon Sutter's comments being like his kids haven't seen him, like don't remember him playing in the NHL, and he's
It's kind of cool.
a 14-year vet, which is kind of funny. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I think the guys they wanted to perform have done reasonably well. I guess you could say. It's hard to say. Like we'll get a better idea how they are when they play against full team, when the actual
like
team
when the
is
squad-
playing.
And again, like when the preseason gets to games 5, 6, 7, and 8, like that back half, like
Yeah,
I shouldn't even say 7 and 8. These next 4 are what I'm actually
This is
watching.
it, yeah,
This next 4 is where decisions will probably be made, and the last 2 will be the fine tuning games. You want to flash that up again? Actually, what you just had? Let's see what Bob had to say. Bob says, pretty sure this was Raph Lavoie's second NHL preseason game as an Edmonton Oilers. Thought the 2019 second-round pick looked quicker than in past training camps. The 6'5", 23-year-old right winger had some good looks in the first 2 periods and brought a physical presence as well. So good stuff. Bob's giving him a glowing review early on here in training camp. Here's the thing that will continue to work in Raphael Lavoie's favor. And Dave Lunn is in the chat, and he kind of brought this up a little bit. So I'll elaborate on what you asked, Dave. Brandon Sutter needs to play so well that the Oilers justify or feel like they can justify putting Raphael Lavoie on waivers.
yes,
Or sending Dylan Holloway down, one of the two. Or putting Matthias Janmark or Derek Ryan on waivers, because sometimes surprising things happen. But Raph Lavoie is in the driver's seat. If he shows that he is even just as good as those other players, he's staying, because you don't pick a guy in the second round, put years into developing him, and then at the first chance go, let's put him on waivers. Like, that's dumb. Like, that's not what good organizations do. And Dave says, if Lavoie doesn't take the final roster spot, would you risk waivers or try to swing a trade? If a trade, do you think he would get a 3rd-round pick, or what do you think we could get if we packaged him with another prospect? I think Raph Lavoie gets claimed if he's on waivers.
100%. Yeah. The Montreal Canadiens are going to be the 32nd team, aren't they?
The Montreal Canadiens would
they're
claim
gonna
him.
Take him.
Yeah. So I wouldn't put him on waivers. Even if you got to go into the year doing the 11 forward 7D thing, and you're like, hey, Raph Lavoie is not good enough to play for us in the NHL, but he's going to be our 12th forward, going 11-7, because we obviously wouldn't have Brandon Sutter on the roster in that scenario. Then sure. Yeah, I think that's what's going to work in his favor, is that he would get claimed on waivers. I think the organization should have a pretty good idea that he will get claimed on waivers, and that's probably going to let him stick around. If you're to trade him because you don't like what you've seen in camp, it might be something where you're trading Raphael Lavoie on like the first day of the season for another player who's already cleared waivers. It'll be a worse player, but it'll be someone from an organization, maybe even like a defenseman or whatever, who's already cleared, who you can stash in Bakersfield because you want Brandon Sutter on the team and you don't quite want to lose Lavoie for nothing. At the same point, you could say, come on, if you're getting a guy who's cleared waivers for Raphael Lavoie on a trade, like, you are giving up on him. You are getting nothing in return. Like, that's nothing of value. So, yeah, I'm really intrigued. That's the number one storyline of preseason, is how that forward group's going to shake out.
Yeah,
everything else is set.
Yeah, we're pretty much good to go here on everything. How would you power rank those guys in? Like the PT, I think it's probably Gagne. I would just say his last because he's not even going to play.
He's not going to play.
Adam Ernie. Is it Ernie or Ern?
I don't. Again, same thing as Peterson,
no,
Pedersen.
no.
Worry about it if he makes a team.
Yeah.
Pedersen.
Yeah.
Then it's probably Sutter. I think it's between Sutter and Lavoie, if I have to be completely honest.
Yeah, probably.
Could
With
they
like
both make it?
with the outside chance that they send Dylan Holloway down. But after hearing what Ken Holland kind of said last week, like, I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I think we're out on that idea too.
Yeah.
Could they not keep both if they send down Nima Linen or something like that?
If you want to go 6D and send down Broberg, they can only have one scratched player a night. So do you want it to be a 7th D or a 13th forward? Probably a 7th D because you would hate to play a game with 5 D men.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was a little confused there.
I mean, hey, you never know. Like if Matthias Janmark doesn't show up in training camp, they could put him on waivers.
True. We've literally not seen him yet.
We have not.
He hasn't played a game.
Derek Ryan,
Invisible.
Invisible. We got some.
David,
you always know the Facebook's going to come through with some good comments
these are
for
great.
us. Xander says, "Panic button. It's the effing preseason. Take a breath, boys." Yeah, that's literally what we're saying, dude.
Yeah, all good.
Like, chill. Nothing wrong with, like, the first 2 games didn't matter. But Bruce is in with something else. Got to be a little concerned when the Oil dress the players that will make up our bottom 6 forward lines, and they only score 1 goal in 2 games. Hope this doesn't mean it will be a season of relying on the first 2 lines for our scoring. Bruce, first 2 preseason games don't matter. Nothing matters. Dylan Holloway scored a hat trick last year and then didn't score 3 goals again for the rest of the season.
I will say, in that first game, Vandy Kane was robbed like 3 times by Colin DeLea. Like the Oilers should have probably won that game, but Oilers gonna oil. It is what it is.
Turn the scoreboard off in the preseason. Like, watch the games, have your takeaways on who looks good, who doesn't. But like, even then, for 95% of this roster, basically everyone not named Lavoie and Sutter, this is just about getting into game shape. I really don't think there's a good chance that, I know we just talked about it, but like, they're in all likelihood not cutting Matthias Janmark.
No,
right?
It would.
If he has a bad preseason, what they'll probably do is be like, hey, we should keep an eye on that in the first 2 weeks of the regular season. And if he sucks still and it's Halloween, then you're like, okay, we're bringing up Sutter and we're putting you down because you haven't been playing good.
I actually have 3 little thoughts here. Number 1 is just an explanation on Bo Akey going down. So obviously he's the future. He looked very good in his first game. There's a lot of praise for him. So Bo Akey isn't a first-round pick. He was the Oilers' first pick in the draft. So therefore, as a first-round pick, he would have counted towards their veterans on like how many you can play. Okay. Well, he doesn't hold that value because he's a second rounder.
Yeah, okay.
So therefore, there's literally like almost no point in having him here. Like there is, but he has his 1 game. You play him in Penticton. He has his rookie camp. You've seen him enough. The Barrie Colts are playing right now. He can go there, just settle in, and get his season going there. If he was a first-round pick, I would assume he would still be here to help with those numbers. But that's kind of the reason why. A lot of people were freaking out.
Good explanation.
Relax.
Thank you, Liam.
Thank you.
I did not know.
He looks sick.
I'll make that clip.
He looked really good.
He looks like something.
Yeah,
he does.
But I'm also not going to sit here and look at a 2nd-round pick in 1 preseason game and do the whole, he's going to be better than Broberg's. Like, come on, people. Let's calm down.
You got to relax on all this stuff. The one example I always think of with players getting rushed, and it's not one that maybe always stands out because he's still in the NHL, is a guy like Curtis Lazar. Curtis Lazar was what, the 18th something pick or something like that 1 year? He was unbelievable for the Edmonton Oil Kings. He had a very good first season with the Ottawa Senators and then just plummeted from there. If you'd send that guy back to junior for 1 year, he's probably got a pretty good NHL career. Statistically.
He's had a good NHL career.
In the sense of games played and stuff, but this guy's top 20 pick. You want him to be a top 6 forward, right?
Brad Bayazin says, Bo Akey, you mean handsome Reed Schaefer? Bo Akey's handsome.
He is.
Yep.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm.
My other point was, before we move on from this, there's probably a pretty good chance that the Oilers can convince Brandon Sutter to go to Bakersfield.
Probably. Hey, we want to give you another month to get up to game speed, and when there's an injury, he'll come up.
The only obstacle I would not like about that is the Oilers would have a ton of veterans in Bakersfield. Greg McKegg, the Egg.
Greg the Egg McKegg.
What did I call him?
Greg McKegg, the Egg.
Something
still
like
works.
Whatever.
Works.
Brad Malone, Seth Griffith, Sam Gagne,
Drake
Kajula. I feel like I'm missing. Obviously, Brandon Sutter, let's just say he's there. So that's 6 forwards.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. Is Cracknell still with the team?
No,
he's gone.
I thought didn't he join that Kunlun team in the KHL, or is that where we got him from? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying
Yeah.
to an extent, but if half your forward group is vets and half your forward group is young kids in
Suppose it's
Baco,
not too
that's
bad.
not a bad split.
No, that's fair. I actually thought there was 7 or 8. Should probably research.
The blue line is like kind of young. Ben Gleason, Cam Deneen are the only guys who are at least 25. Other than that, it's Kemp 24, Warner 20, Hoffenmeyer 24, Broberg is listed there right now. He's 22 years old. Maybe Niemelainen ends up going down, and he would be one of the oldest players on that team or on that blue line at 25 years old. So, yeah, I'm not worried about having too many vets down there, especially with a guy like Sutter. Like, I think it would be, might be a bit of a short-term thing where he comes up once there's an injury because someone's getting hurt at some point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's true. It's gonna happen.
Someone's gonna miss games, and you need to have the depth for it. A couple other preseason storylines I want to touch on before we get to our Sherwood Ford Giant offseason question. The idea of Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard being a long-term pairing for the Edmonton Oilers. This is a topic Ryan Rishaug has talked about. It's starting to get a lot of smoke around the Oilers fan base, and a lot of really smart people. I think Bruce Kurlock is one of them who's kind of been pushing this idea. They point out that, okay, what are Darnell Nurse's biggest deficiencies as a defenseman? It's his first pass and its ability to defend the blue line off the rush. What are Evan Bouchard's best strengths? It's his first pass and it's his ability to defend the blue line off the rush. Like, he doesn't get turned inside out very often when guys are coming into the zone, right? So by putting those two together, are you creating a top pairing that is capable of basically playing 26, 27 minutes a night against the other team's best and making life easier on everyone? They would also get a ton of the Connor McDavid minutes. So does that make you better in the sense that having your best passer on the ice with your best minute muncher in Darnell Nurse, does that help Connor McDavid create more just because you're putting him with hypothetically your best pairing?
Yep.
The reverse of this is if you go with what you had last year, the status quo, Nurse with Ceci, Ekholm with Bouchard, I think your top four is more balanced. You have two pairings that I think are, I think I would play Bouch, Ekholm. I think Bouch and Ekholm are better, but I think those two pairings together, that gives you a well-rounded top four. Are you more of a fan of going with the well-rounded top four approach, or do you see the value in juicing up the top pair, playing them a ton, and just letting them handle all the tough work?
Yeah, I think I do like the Nurse and Bouchard idea. I think I just like the idea of giving Broberg the opportunity more than anything.
Which is an interesting wrinkle to this.
And I think this move just puts trust in basically your entire defense in a way, because Kulak and CC are going to be a great defensive pair together because Kulak just makes whoever he plays with significantly better.
I like Kulak. I think he is a dream third pairing D-man. I love him.
A dream.
If you're playing 7 defensemen, you can rotate Desharnais in on defensive zone draws with Ekholm, for example, and then Broberg plays offensive zone or something like that too. I think this could be very beneficial, and as long as Nurse and CC essentially aren't playing together, I'm pretty much good with anything on this blue line. I just think that pairing was so poor last season, and it just needed to end, and he just refused to put the nail in the coffin on that one. So to see him actually experiment with someone is a good sign.
And Broberg almost maybe does hold the keys to Woodcroft being comfortable enough to do this, because he plays good in camp and they're like, this guy can maybe handle top 4 minutes. That's who you play him with, is Ekholm.
Yeah.
He's his steadying presence. I don't think you're going to feel great about a Broberg Nurse pairing.
No.
So again, your only option, if you think Broberg's ready for top 4 minutes, is to play him with Ekholm. So Broberg maybe holds the keys to being able to do this Bouchard Nurse kind of thing. And also, if there's old reliables there, right?
Yeah.
CC, with the pairings they ended last season with, it's always going to be there for you. If there's ever a time to experiment, it's to do it in the first month of the regular season and see 100%. What you got.
They can experiment until March 1st. Experiment until the deadline and see what you want from there. If Broberg isn't working, then he's done.
Then you kind of get an idea of what you have with Philip Broberg. If you can trust that guy in the playoffs, if you need to cut bait right there.
But they need to give Broberg the opportunity. Yeah. They need to give it, because
shit or get off the pot time.
We can all sit here and say Broberg is this, Broberg is that. But then when you look and he's playing 8 minutes, it's like, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
The kid's worried about making any kind of error, which then lead into his ass being parked on the bench. He just needs to be given the opportunity to run a little bit, see if he can get his legs underneath him. And hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it is what it is. The Oilers failed with an 8th overall pick.
But I'd rather know.
But I'd rather know
playing this game.
Exactly. And I do believe Broberg will be a good defenseman one day.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say he's 22?
Something like that, 22, 23.
How old's Bouchard?
Broberg's 22. Bouchard is 23.
Okay, so they're
basically
basically
what are we doing here?
They're on the same trajectory in a way. It was only 2. It would have been last season's equivalent to Bouchard, where it was the COVID year and he just didn't play.
Yep.
Broberg 70 points.
Yeah,
incoming.
actually, no, I just talked myself into that. Let's
We
go.
we got a couple of interesting comments on this. Bryce is in and says, I like changing up the D pairs. CC and Nurse were great 2 years ago, but got exposed last year. This is a W, big dub. Craig says, get the pairings ready for the playoffs. Give them the season to get used to each other. And if it works, we'll be stronger in the playoffs for it. That kind of goes along the lines of what you're saying, where just play Broberg in the top four no matter what.
Yeah.
Throw him into the deep end. If he handles it, you're loving life. If he struggles, you know exactly what you need at the deadline.
And the thing is, too, I said this a minute ago, but just to bring numbers into it a little bit, Broberg doesn't need to play 20 minutes.
No,
He can play 14 to 16, and Dejanay can play 10
that's if you go 11 and
12.
7.
If you play an 11 and 7, yes. It doesn't have to be Broberg every single time he's out there. Heck, they could play Kulak and CC and then send out Ekholm and Bouchard over the boards if it's like late in the game or
Yeah,
whatever, right? Like there's a lot of options here. Broberg, I'm not saying has to go out there and be a 20-minute defenseman.
Yeah.
He just needs to be in good situations.
He needs a little more rope. We got to give him a longer leash. We can't just yank it back off.
Wise Kyle says 2 lefties on a pair. Ken Holland has talked a lot in the past about Philip Broberg and his ability to play the right side. I think they believe in that ability.
I think one thing too is in the NHL, it's much easier to get 3 righties, 3 lefties. When these kids are playing in junior and everything, some teams have 6 lefties.
Yeah.
And these kids are forced to play on the other off swing. Do you know who plays on their offside? The better players. So Broberg's probably done this a few times in his career.
Yep. Rusty is in. Our boy says Broberg is 6'3", 212. Ekholm 6'4", 225. That's a massive pairing. It is.
Mhm.
Not that Broberg is a guy who plays with a ton of size, but I look at the makeup of those 2 D-men, and I think they can work together really well. I kind of like how their traits would play off each other.
I haven't looked at this in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure there's only one defenseman in the Oilers franchise that's under 6'1", and it's Cam Denny.
Oh, in the Oilers organization right now.
In the organization.
I think I read something like that
He's
too.
at least 6 foot. So it should be 6 foot and under, and it's only Cam Denny.
Cool.
Last time I checked.
Ken Holland likes them big,
He sure does.
likes them tall. Davin says tall people age faster.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that why Vinny looks like he's 40?
That's why he said, look, Vinny is old. We need to keep him healthy.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
I'm only 5'8".
Wise Kyle. So Broberg is a TJ Brody type right D. Sure, like switching over. Susie is a left shot right D. Yeah, so he's kind of like the reverse of this. Oh, Tyler Mulick's in the chat.
Welcome.
Welcome back, Tyler.
Hey.
We're live today. We are going live again tomorrow because Frank Saravalli is coming to Edmonton.
The 3 of us?
Do you want in?
I don't know what time it is.
I don't know what time it is either. So basically, here's how tomorrow's working to pull back the curtain for everyone. Frank comes to town. Lands tonight if you want to go greet him at the airport.
Bring a sign.
Bring a sign. Go stand by the chain link fence.
Frank.
Welcome home, Frank. If someone wants to give him a ride, I'm sure he needs a ride.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Frank and I are going down to the rink and we're doing interviews with a whole bunch of people in the Oilers organization.
Ooh.
Bunch of cool, frankly speaking stuff for his interview podcast. He's in Vancouver today doing interviews, Edmonton tomorrow, Calgary the day after. When we're done all those interviews down at Rogers tomorrow, we're going to come back here and we're going to do an episode of the show with Frank. We can do all 3 of us.
I'm in.
I'll be here.
Okay.
Okay, I'll sit right here.
This camera goes wider. Don't worry.
It does. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure on the schedule.
So again, it could, like, we're going to aim to do it probably around 12 or 1 o'clock.
Oh,
but if the interviews at the rink go long, it might start at 2. It might start at 2:30. Like, I just don't know.
So we're looking between 12 and 2:30 for the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
For 1 hour of straight talk.
We'll see if we go an hour.
ISO cam on Frank.
And
It's
then
like the insider cam again.
And then Friday, this is a big one. We talked about this over the summer. People said they'd like us to do like live on location shows that they can attend. We are doing that this Friday at the Century Mile Racetrack out by the airport.
Yep.
Racetrack and casino. It's Oilers Nation night at Century Mile. I think, do we have like a little ad graphic we can put up for everyone, or do we just have their logo? That's fine. Okay. 6 o'clock start at Century Mile. We are going to be starting our show Friday night at 5:30. So while you're showing up at the event, you're walking in, you're seeing all your favorite Oilers Nation personalities, you're getting ready to maybe throw some shekels on the ponies at Century Mile. Have a great night. You're going to see our show going on there. And then you'll get to hang out with us for the entire night as we bet on the horses. We're going to be giving away some Oilers Nation prizes at the event. There's going to be an Oilers Nation themed heat at the event. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, does that mean we're running?
I don't know.
That's what I would really like.
No one knows. Tyler Mulick, do you need tickets? No, it's free. You just show up to the horse track, park and walk in.
Why
Or
not?
maybe you get dropped off because you're going to have 8 beers.
Yeah,
Smart.
I will.
There you go.
Are we taking questions on the live show? Can
Like
people ask us
in person?
questions? Yeah.
We could.
Hopefully no one heard me.
People could walk up and just yell at us and we'll
just,
handle it.
Put your hand up. Stand right directly behind the camera.
Yeah.
But
And
10
ask
feet.
us a question.
Yeah. Whatever you
Sure.
want.
We'll do anything. Just come out to the horse track.
Yep.
Century Mile. Shout out to Century Mile Racetrack. That'll be a lot of fun on Friday. I see some chatter in the chat about the new Heritage Classic jersey for the Edmonton Oilers. I think, Aaron, you got the video behind the scenes here.
I do.
The Oilers officially unveiling what we reported 4 or 5 months ago about what the Oilers jersey would look like. We were on this.
Shout out to you, Tyler.
We broke the story, and no one's giving us credit. Not that they need to.
My friend gave you credit today.
Thank you to your friend.
Derek.
Thanks, Derek. Giddy up. This is what the Oilers will be rocking at Commonwealth Stadium at the end of October in the Heritage Classic. It is a play off the Edmonton Mercury's jersey, the 1952 team that went on to play in the Olympics. Straight up, these are nasty. That's our short for giant question of the day. It's what rate the new jerseys on a scale of 1 to 10. These are a 9.5 for me. I love that they kept the good original orange and blue color scheme. They didn't get all cutesy with the navy or anything weird like that. It is traditional orange and blue. It's got an interesting tie-in to this city's rich hockey history. Not the rich Oilers history, but Edmonton's history, which I really, really like. They did some unique stuff. I think the Edmonton Oilers on the little ribbon banner is cool. I think the number front and center on the jersey is a unique little thing. The C being very high up on the shoulder is cool. And then nothing says outdoor game like rocking vintage brown hockey gear like you're from the 1930s.
As it says here, from the yesteryear.
There you go. I love these. I have zero complaints about the Oilers. I think the Flames ones are really nice as well. I have no problem with the Flames. I think that's a really unique kind of balance in the two jerseys. These are awesome. 9.5 for me.
I gave, what did I say, 7.8 or something like that in my thing. But I think the more I look at them, the more I do like them. I just like the idea of being creative. It's not lazy where
A
it's
one-time
just
thing.
like, I think the Flames ones are cool. I think it's a bit lazy.
A little bit, yeah.
All you've done essentially is put your logo in a circle.
It is a nod to the Calgary Wranglers jerseys,
Okay.
right? Is what it's supposed to be. The Calgary Stampeders hockey club of the 50s and 60s. But I just don't think I feel like Edmonton really tied it in with the way their names kind of presented and the oil drop in the middle. Flames, you're right, is a little lazy.
I also think the Flames should have wore red. I think
dark blue and red would be too much.
I think it's cool.
You got to think how they're going to clash outside too.
I like
under the lights.
I love color on color.
Yeah, me too. It's a
Maybe
soccer
it'll work.
fan within me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just think, I don't know. I like that. They're both really cool. It's going to be a great event. I'm excited. Someone sent me a picture as well on one of my text messages of the Oilers in. Yeah, I'll show Tyler. See, it looks cool like that.
Yeah, like that action shot of
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I think people in the office were complaining about the brown pants and gloves. I think they're freaking sweet.
I love that. That is my favorite part. I just love the leather looking. It's older. It's an outdoor game. You gotta pay an homage to yesteryear.
So
as
that's
it
the,
says.
I'm just not a big jersey guy. Like, I just don't really care. Like, I know that's really lame of me, but I like these. I like
You
them
want
a
a
lot.
Devon Shore jersey?
Exactly. And I just think it's the Oilers did a really good job. Calgary did a decent job. Oilers is way better.
I am a jersey guy. Our friends at the Sports Closet.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Retweeted it.
Oh, they texted me today,
Ooh.
bright and early this morning. They're like, "Don't worry, starting tomorrow, the jerseys are in stock. Sports Closet, St. Albert Mall, Kingsway Mall, Sherwood Park Mall. If you want one, get them. I believe it's $260 for one with a name on the back, $210 for a blank. Now, I am a jersey guy. I am a jersey collector. I own a lot. I pride myself on owning pretty much every Oilers jersey they've worn.
Really?
In my adult life.
How many do you have?
9 or 10.
Wow.
Oh,
I think I have 5.
Here's my thing. It's been a long time since I've bought a Connor McDavid jersey. I feel like this is a good that's the picture. That's sweet. That's what you like. I really feel like this is a good opportunity to buy another Connor McDavid jersey. I think that'll look cool. But the blank with no number on the oil drop, if it's just a blank oil drop, I think will look really, really cool. So now I'm a little torn. Do I go with 97 or do I just get a blank one with the blank oil drop?
Let's do a poll.
Sure.
Good call.
There you go.
Which one? 97, no name. Yeah, that's a good point. It is.
I want to see what they look like without the name on the front.
Yeah, it's cool to have those jerseys.
Oh, yeah, that is what they're going to look like. They'll just be a blank oil drop. That's kind of cool. I don't hate that.
Which one was it? Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It's not bad. Although McDavid one would be cool. Heritage Classic patch on the side. Says Battle of Alberta in the collar, if you missed that detail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is cool. I don't have a McDavid jersey. Do you have one?
I do, but it's from the first playoff run.
So it's the orange.
Yeah, the orange one.
I think I have Draisaitl, Puljujarvi.
Should we be matching for when we go to the game?
Are we going?
I don't know. Ooh, maybe I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Oh, I don't think it.
You should. Hey, if you're watching this stream, maybe you should come to the season opening party. Maybe there'll be something in it for you.
I'll buy Tyler and I tickets.
Or buy us tickets and we'll go with you.
Van de Kane is the other jersey I have.
Oh, yeah.
Got that for Christmas.
All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Dr. Gonzo says the jersey is fire. Tyler Mulick says he loves it and Team Money had it early. Dr. Gonzo says, love the classic pants and gloves. I love it. Tyler Mulick said they're going to wear it 3 times this year. Sick.
Those?
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
That makes sense. They usually do mix it in. Like the Heritage Classic jerseys, they'll wear it in other instances.
I don't think they should.
Dr. Gonzo gave it an 11. Blank Project, 9.5. AJ's in says a solid 10. Wise Kyle, a 4. Bruh. Russell gives it a 9. Jeremy says he's getting a Nuge jersey. Yeah, it's really good. Everyone said boo, the Calgary ones suck. Loomis says, why didn't you use the old Stampeders logo? I think that's totally fair. Minister is in, says, love from London, UK.
I love London as well. Thank God you're not from Paris.
Ty, here's the jersey without the number in the middle.
Yeah, like that's kind of cool, man. I don't know.
I kind of like that. You're onto something with that.
I'm trying to find these Calgary Stampeders.
Also, not that I'm trying to start any beefs in the apparel game. Tyler Mulick says a certain store that has them for sale is $310. So if Sports Closet is only $260, that's a deal. Yes, my pal at the Sports Closet texted me today, said Adidas blank will be $210, players will be $260.
I just pulled up the Calgary Stampeders
Isn't a blank
jersey.
at $210. I kind of like that.
That is good value.
Kind of sharp.
Aaron, could you type in on Google Calgary Stampeders hockey jersey and then pull up the first picture, please?
Can I see it?
Yes.
Sure can.
Yeah, like, why didn't they do that?
They should have done this lower because
even if they change, yeah, we'll get it up for everyone.
You
We'll
can
talk
adjust
about
it
it.
a little bit. I think the Oilers obviously adjusted the Mercury's.
QF Pro says 11 out of 10. Ryan says, I want to see them wear these jerseys versus Boston. Sure, why not? Riley says he heard they're going to wear them the other times they play Calgary, which would make sense.
Okay.
Why not?
I like that then.
I hope they don't wear them before. Well, the Heritage Classic
It's early in the year, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
In the Facebook comment, Ryan and Howard both gave it a 10. So shout out to everybody watching along on the Facebook. That's the image. Okay. They should have done this and then written flames on the bottom like the Oilers.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
That would have been really cool.
Or even put their flaming C in kind of that horseshoe looking design. That would have been cool. You're right.
Should we get into the jersey designing game?
Yep.
Seems like we got some good ideas here.
Design an Oilersnation Everyday jersey. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
If someone has a hookup, if someone here does like custom jerseys or knows of someone who could get us ON Everyday logo on a jersey for Liam and I, that'd be pretty dope.
Only Yaremchuk on the back. Sorry, Liam.
Yeah. We'll only do that if we get 50 likes on the show, though.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Hey, we are up. The viewers are coming back.
We're back, people.
We are back. Show's
so
also
back.
available as a podcast if you want it. Dangerous Wade, can we dress up for the watch party? Are you talking about the one on the 11th, the season opening party, or the one at the horse track this Friday?
You can dress up
I
whenever
would
you
say
want.
both.
You can wear whatever you want to either party.
Mhm.
Liam and I are going to have our outfit for the season opening party chosen for us by Jay and Chalmers.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't either. I'm a little worried.
Oh, nervous. But they cheated, so.
Good News says, is the Heritage Classic an early game? I don't think so. I think it's late at night.
I don't
You
know.
could look it up on the
Let's look it up.
schedule, I guess, eh?
What date is it? 29th? October 29th? Is it really?
God, the new NHL website is so bad. I
just
tried to pull up the
Google.
Oilers schedule, and it's like, nope, error.
Edmonton Oilers.
You figure that out.
Okay. What do we know the date? I'm assuming it's the first time they play Calgary this season.
First time it's end of October.
October 29th.
Yeah. 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. Mountain Time.
Okay, that's
October
good.
29th.
And it's the end of October, so the sun's already down in Edmonton by that moment, which sucks.
Jerseys are going to be popping on the ice though then.
There you go. That is our Sherwood Ford Giant off-season question brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Ford. The Giant, we got some exciting stuff coming up with them next season as well. They got an interesting little project going on in that dealership that if you're a fan of the outdoors, we'll say, you're going to want to keep it tuned for that. Let's keep the show moving along, though. We are now at today's edition of the Star Mechanical News Desk, brought to you by Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find them online at starmechanical.ca. 780-481-8873 is the number you should call for, well, whatever you need. 24/7 emergency service, they got you covered. Liam, here's what we're going to do. I am on a popular hockey news site. I'm going to read you all of the headlines that they have in order, and you are going to stop me when there's something interesting, all right?
Okay.
Panarin day-to-day with lower body injury. Blue Jackets add Hall of Fame forward Recchi to coaching staff. Shabbat played 31 minutes in the preseason. Is that a concern? Jonathan Huberdeau focused on shooting more in second season in Calgary. Yamamoto bags 2 as Kraken beat the Flames. That's probably the one. That's where we wrap it up. Good to see that Tyler Yamamoto keeping on the rich tradition of beating the hell out of the Calgary Flames. He had some big goals against the Flames when he was an Oiler.
Yeah, he had some big goals in general for the Oilers.
Yeah. I'm going to miss him a little bit.
Yeah,
I will too.
Contract had to be done, but we'll miss him.
When's his first game back, I wonder?
He'll get a video.
Oh, he'll get everything.
He gets everything?
I just mean like standing ovation.
Yeah.
A couple of stick taps from the boys on face-offs and stuff like that. So his first game in Edmonton is November 15th. But we'll get to see him on November 11th.
Nation vacation out to Seattle. We're both going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Already sold out, but we are launching our second nation vacation later in the year in the next little bit here. So keep it locked on that. There's the Star Mechanical News Desk. Basically, nothing's going on that is even mildly significant outside of Yamamoto scoring twice in the preseason, which is huge. It means the Oilers made a massive mistake trading him.
Yeah. Big error. What has Brandon Sutter done for us lately?
Hasn't scored twice against the Flames. What's going on here in the chat? Nothing better than an ODR under the light, says Jeremy. Yeah. Playing the Heritage Classic at night is infinitely better than if they would have done like a 1 o'clock start.
Yeah, definitely.
Tyler Mulick, actually, interesting submission to the Star Mechanical News Desk. Tyler Mulick says, just read that Mackenzie Weegar got a game misconduct on Monday due to abuse of officials in a preseason game. That's hilarious. He needs to calm down.
The Calgary way. Didn't Dennis Weidman get that in a Calgary uniform?
That was when he like cross-checked that ref and ended his career. And it like also ended Dennis Weidman's career. He just like didn't play again after that suspension.
I think he's a coach now for the Kitchener Rangers.
Good.
Wise Kyle says Nation Vacation Arizona. Details? Maybe this week, maybe next week. I don't know.
Who knows?
I think I was just in a meeting where we said what the date was, and I already forget it.
That's big.
That's too bad.
Big news.
We got a new big list today up on the show. The big list is brought to you by our friends at the Century Mile Racetrack, where we will be hanging out this Friday as we itch closer and closer and closer and closer to the start of the NHL season. Liam, last week our big list was all about things we don't miss about Rogers Place. It was annoying fan habits, right?
Yep. I forgot what it was until you.
Yeah, annoying fan habits. Today, we're going to be a little bit more positive for our friends at Century Mile and the racetrack. We're going to do the 5 things we miss most about hockey season. If we had the trumpet noise, this is when we could do that.
Damn it. I'm sorry, boys.
We'll figure it out. It's all good. 5 things we miss most about hockey season. Feel free to drop your submissions to the big list into the YouTube chat. We'll read some of our favorites. Hit the like button while you do that. But let's start with number 5 on the list. Liam, this is one you wanted on. Number 5, walking into the arena.
Yep. Walking into Rogers Place. It's cool. It's good vibes in there when you're in Ford Hall. The band's playing. You got the beers flowing in what's it called now?
Molson Hockey House.
Molson Hockey House.
I love that place.
Lineup looks massive. Never that big if you just go to the window.
Yeah.
Maybe shouldn't tell too many people that, but yeah.
There is something like a Saturday night Oilers game. It's like 7:15. You're walking into the arena. Everything's kind of buzzing a little bit more than a usual game. I think this is a good one for number 5 because I think
for me, it's the escalator. That's where I start to get giddy.
Yeah.
That's where I start to, as you just come up and then you see how big like the Molson Hockey House and the ceiling's so high. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I think people forget about because they now do these outside is, do you remember when they did the watch parties in 2017 in Ford Hall and it was a trampoline? That was insane.
So yeah, there you go. Number 5. If you haven't been to an Oilers game and maybe you're watching the show and your first Oilers game is coming up in person this year, these are the things you can kind of get excited about. The vibe, walking into the arena an hour before the game. It's a good one. It needs to be on the list. Number 4. I just put rocking a jersey before the game. What I like is, let's say it's an 8 o'clock puck drop. I'm leaving to the game at like 6:45.
Okay.
But I'm getting ready. The jersey's on at like 6:15. And you're just like doing household things with the jersey on, really getting in the spirit of game day. You're flipping out a load of laundry, rocking the jersey. Maybe you promise your significant other you'd get some chores done outside. You're already rocking the jersey, though, because you're leaving within the hour and you're ready to go. Just wearing a jersey on game day always sets the vibe. You see other people out and about. They're rocking a jersey. You're like, damn, you must be going to the game tonight. Go Oilers. Number 4 is just wearing a jersey on game day.
I love it more during the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. It feels like I'm putting on my own armor.
Yes.
And I'm ready to go to battle.
Bulletproof.
I do my stretches in my jersey before game. Tyler's doing chores.
Yeah.
Getting limber.
Number 3 on our big list. This one. Now we're getting to the real good stuff. Number 3, the feeling when the Oilers get a power play. Yeah. There is fewer better feelings watching the team right now than when they're like, it's a tie game in the third, or like they're down by 2 in the second period. Ref's arm shoots up and you're like, son of a bitch, we got him. We got him.
It's an Edmonton Oilers power play.
Even just watching it at home,
Tyler, that got me so hyped. You just
right? That sound they play at the rink. But even when you're sitting at home, and if it's a home game and you can hear those noises going on in the rink, you're like, hell yeah, power play time.
Yeah.
Or just watching a game and knowing that like there's a 30 to 40% chance the Oilers are scoring in the next 2 minutes. Very, very exciting feeling. When they're down by 3 goals and you see that they're getting a power play, all of a sudden you go from like, this is the worst night of my week, I hate myself, to like, holy shit, we might get back in this hockey game.
Live betting on Betway.
Yeah, you're live betting on Betway, everything. The Oilers getting a power play and the feeling when the ref's arm go up.
Yeah.
It's up there.
That is electric.
Rusty said, watching the preseason power play got me excited to watch the real power play 1 this year. 100%. 100%. Number 2 on our list of things we miss about the NHL or hockey season. Shout out to Betway again. Oilers are up by a goal late, and you get like a team who's a little aggressive with their goalie pull. You got the puck line, you're sweating. It was tied for a bit. Boom, they took the lead. You're like, that's not enough for me to have a good night. I need that extra goal. And with like 2.5 minutes left, the other team's goalie darts out of the net. And you're like, holy shit, we got a chance. Jay put Connor on the ice. Like, we got to finish this thing off. And then when it's like a breakaway from the red line in, sweat free, you relax, you take a deep breath, fire it into the empty net. You're going home happy.
Take a sip.
Take a sip. You're a richer man at that point.
For the free money.
Yeah. Nuge Lover, he's going back to the power play thing. He says, I want that pre-power play hype music injected into my veins. 100%. Same thing with the empty net goal to cover the puck line. That feeling when they're going up the ice and you're like, the net's empty. Finish this off for me, boys. And you know that because you got a little greedy. They were probably like minus 115 favorites on the money line, minus 130 favorites on the money line, but you got them at plus 140 on the puck line.
Oh yeah,
feels good to get.
We got to work that power play music into like a segment or something. We have.
If anyone knows the name of the song,
I'll text Bose. I know the DJ.
Next time we're there, someone Shazam it.
Yeah, there you go.
Send it to us.
Hey Google, or wait, no, not Google. Hey Siri, what song is this?
You did that very well.
Do you think it's gonna know it?
Yep.
We'll see. We'll wait it out. Nah, it wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough.
I'm texting the DJ right now.
Number 1 on our things we miss most about hockey season. This is whether you're at the rink or at home. It's the first beer of the game.
There's nothing better.
Oh, you walk away from that concession, puck drops 8 minutes away. You're at Rogers Place. You're heading down the stairs to your seat and you have your first cold one. Or you're sitting at home. Maybe they're doing the anthems and all that. And you're like, son of a gun, I'm cracking a cold one. The best.
The beers at the rink have a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Not in my wallet, but my heart.
Tyler Mulick said his phone just freaked out when I said, "Hey Siri," live on the show. Nope, not talking to you anymore. You're good. But anyways, number one, it's the best, man. That first cold one, whether you're just sitting on the couch with your feet kicked up, you're kind of done for the day, you're chilling, or you're at the rink, it's going to be the start of a good night. You're having a cold one while you watch the Oilers. First beer of the game, without a doubt, the thing I miss most about hockey season.
Sounds like we have a name for the song.
Somebody knows?
The Blank Project. It's Time by Steve Aoki.
Done.
Allegedly.
Sweet.
I'll get on that right after this.
Very good. Yeah, we need that to be a button.
Any honorable mentions?
Yeah,
I think, honestly, just to stick on this gambling talk, when you bet hits and you're at the rink, actually, I would like to expand on this because this happened to me. That's definitely it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh my god!
My God.
Let's go. Get me to October 11th.
You can go on Wednesday.
It's time for an Edmonton Oilers power play. And Leon Draisaitl's just staring daggers at some third pairing defenseman who's like, "Why the hell do I have to kill this?" Honorable mention. Sorry, I cut you off.
When other people around you hit a bet at the same time you do.
A good squad ride.
One time I was there and they were playing the Anaheim Ducks. It was actually the game Jesse Puljujarvi got hurt and he kind of faded out.
Never forget
his career. There was about 4 or 5 guys around me, also with their girlfriends, who before the game I could see them all on the betting apps placing the bets, and all of a sudden I can't remember who scored, but this group of us kind of went a little nuts, and I'm assuming it's because we all hit the same bet. That was cool.
I like Tyler Mulick's one last year. I like the high fiving of random people when we score.
That's always
you
good.
Instantly become buddies.
Yeah.
If you ever get like with Jay as the season seats and you kind of sit around the same people and you become family with those people.
Oh yeah. You know all the people around you at your season seats. That is very, very true. I had an honorable one. Oh, the games in October, but then also the end of the year when the weather's nice outside. There's nothing better than when you're walking up and it's not freezing cold out. Yeah. You're like, this is how the sport should be enjoyed.
Jersey and shorts.
Jersey and shorts. They said last year was definitely the most I've ever rocked that combo before.
Yep. So yeah. The early games, or when it's like a 7:00 puck drop, but it's still bright and you're walking into the rink. That's the best.
Yeah, that is nice.
Before the eternal darkness of winter sets in. Yeah.
And my heart.
All right. Well, if you got any other ones, Lance says one of the things he misses is texting the group chat if they want to meet up to watch the game. Nuge Lover says, "So true, Liam. My wallet suffers, but that beer makes my heart happy." 100%. Larissa says chatting in the Discord is the best part during the game. And then it's led to, at different points in the show, people saying that I need to join the Discord. I don't understand the technology.
All words, apparently.
Is it like the Facebook?
It is similar to the Facebook, but better. Discord's good. I drop in and say, I said hello the other day.
I went and actually re-downloaded the app the other day because I was getting ready for season.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. If someone tells me to do it in person this Friday at Century Mile and shows me how to do it on my phone, I'll join the Discord.
All right.
So one of you better show up.
Yep.
Rusty, check your flights.
We're right by the airport, Rusty.
Yeah.
Drop in.
You'll be in and out. You'll be sleeping in your own bed that night, maybe.
Yeah, Utah's not that far.
Yeah.
You could win big.
You could win big. You could race a horse.
Or us.
We could be riding horses.
I'm not really sure.
I have no idea. All right. There you go. That's the big list brought to you by Century Mile Racetrack. 10 minutes to go in the show. Let's get to the Betway Other Sports Report. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Whether you're itching to place some NHL futures, you want to bet on some Sunday NFL football, or you want to get in on the Toronto Blue Jays' exciting run to the postseason, Betway has got it all. The Jays are in action tonight. It is a Tuesday, which means it's time for me to tell you what you should be betting on in tonight's Blue Jays game. I don't think there's a ton of value on them at the on the money line at -167. Jays run line +125 is tempting because Kevin Gausman is on the bump. So anytime Gosman's on the bump, you want to be taking a look at his strikeout prop.
He is so good.
He's so
it's
good.
Unbelievable.
He did also rip apart the Yankees pretty good the last time he faced them. I think he racked up 10 Ks. Kevin Gausman to get 10 plus strikeouts and the Jays to win is +350 on Betway.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's an interesting one.
I could sprinkle.
I'd be intrigued by throwing a few shekels on that one. The Jays are facing Michael King on the other side of this, who's got some decent peripheral numbers this year. But again, this game's in Toronto. Their magic numbers down to 3. They're so close to clinching. Let's go. Go Blue Jays.
Pitter patter.
NFL talk. The Baltimore Ravens they're on my no bet list moving forward. They screwed me hard, and I'm out of my survivor pool because of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Justin Tucker missed a game-winning field goal. He was short. It doesn't happen.
Dude, really? I honestly only watched Detroit on Sunday.
Really? You don't have Red Zone on?
Yeah, what?
No, I just watch them on TV. I just watch my boys.
I know, but you could have like Red Zone on the.
I like flick in and out, but for the
Okay.
most part, I'll just watch that. And also, I was unpacking a lot of boxes, so I didn't want to get in too much trouble.
Fair enough.
So anyway, I was watching Detroit, which I think finished like 20-6 or something like that. And then I looked at the other scores. The Miami Dolphins scored 70 points.
70, yes.
I couldn't believe it. I had Akimi on my bench.
Oh, no, a chain?
A Chan now.
A Chan,
He said we have to
So I
say
had
his
him on
name
my
before.
bench, and he had 50 points. I lost by 0.3, by the way.
So he could have helped.
That would have been big. And I was like, oh, wow, he just had a big game. No. Everyone just had a big game on Miami. So on
Raheem Mostert got like 4 TDs or 5 TDs.
Yeah. They both
For sure
had
they
4
each had
each.
4 touchdowns.
The Denver Broncos, I will be betting against their run defense every week.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
They are bad.
That was
They're so bad.
Crazy.
Yeah. Who did the Broncos play this coming week?
The
Chicago.
Bears. That's the toilet
God.
bowl, baby. That's
Ugh.
it right there.
Yeah, that is
0-0 tie.
I like going with the over in the Bills Dolphins, 53.5. It's the highest total on the slate by quite a significant margin. But over between the Bills and Dolphins would make a ton of sense. Do you like your Lions against the Packers?
Yeah. I think we're going to win. I think we're way better than him. Our pass rush is unbelievable. We're now getting to the quarterback quite a lot now, putting on a lot of pressure. I don't think Jordan Love,
Jack Campbell is actually pretty good.
Jack Campbell is legit. Jordan Love is not.
And they got
playing
roasted
defense
for
like
drafting him,
They
too.
sure did.
Yeah, but he's been good. They drafted Campbell and Gibbs with their first rounders. People got to back off on Gibbs a little bit.
Sam Laporta, the tight end, he's tearing it
legit.
up.
Yeah, the Lions are
They
good.
got that Branches guy who's a rookie too.
Yep.
A Branch. They're good. Jordan Love
I like
ain't
my
shit.
Patriots against the Cowboys for 2 reasons, and I'll tell you why. Ezekiel Elliott is now on the Patriots, and I would never put it past Bill Belichick to put him in an interrogation room and tell him the signals of what's going on.
Also,
And Will Greer,
their
they had a
offensive
quarterback
coordinator,
they just signed from Dallas. Bill knows how to cheat,
Yeah,
and he knows
Bill
how to
knows
cheat
what's up.
right.
Is there anything you like?
I'm a big fan of teaser bets and looking at this slate. So like the Bears are +3.5. Home dogs against the Broncos. Put them in a teaser, get it up to 9.5. I cannot see this Denver Broncos team, as miserable as the Bears are, I cannot see this Denver Broncos team beating anyone by more than 9.5 points. Yeah. There's just no way.
By 9.5?
Yeah, if you tease it up.
Yeah.
And then you need something to play it with. How about the Texans +3 home dogs against the Steelers? CJ Stroud is
good.
He's good.
Yeah.
And you get them up to +9. I don't think the Steelers are good enough to beat even a team like the Texans. We're coming off a win. I don't think the Steelers are good enough to beat a team by more than 9 right now either. So I like playing those two together in a teaser spot. I think that's really interesting. And then maybe you just tease down the Bills Dolphins over to like 47 or whatever it would be. There's a 3-leg teaser, should pay like +210. Boom. Boom.
For your fantasy purposes, there is a London game this week.
Yep.
So be careful with
Set your lineups early.
Set your lineups early. Yes, sir. All right, there you go. Shout out to Betway 18+. Please play responsibly. New segment we're going to do to wrap up the show. It is brought to you by a new partner of the Oilers Nation and Nation Network, Alberta Blue Cross. There is only one thing better than sharing memories, Liam, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross travel insurance protects your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. If you're like, hey, I'm coming on a nation vacation, boom, Alberta Blue Cross is who is going to give you the right insurance for that trip, because you never know. You'd hate, insurance is one of those things you hate to be without it when you need it.
Always get travel insurance.
So anyways, Alberta Blue Cross, protecting your memories wherever your travel takes you. Again, ab.bluecross.ca/travel. Liam, we will end the show with our favorite memory from today's show, brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross.
My favorite memory from today's show, Tyler, was this poll that we put up 25 minutes ago, which says 71% of people think you should get Connor McDavid on the back of your jersey.
And then it has been spoken. I will get a Connor McDavid Heritage Classic jersey. And if you're at the Heritage Classic, we should do like some sort of I got a good idea for a giveaway. We'll talk about it after the show, though.
Okay.
Maybe I'll team up with the Sports Closet for it.
All right. I
Okay.
just have to
Maybe Alberta Blue Cross.
Alberta Blue Cross, my favorite memory of the show, if you have yours, drop them in the YouTube chat, is going to be when we both sang the Power Play song.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
That was good.
Yeah.
We set off some people's Google Homes and phones.
And Sirius and all
I think
that.
my favorite memory was this guy.
Yeah,
Who is that?
Whoever that man is. I don't know.
When he randomly popped up again in the middle of the show when we were trying to pull up something else, that was kind of funny.
That was big.
It was a good
Did
time.
we show that video at the end, or was that just a?
Oh
before
yeah,
the show?
here's my new favorite memory
This is
of
a
this
good
video
memory.
that I saw that I wanted to show Tyler earlier of a chain snatching live in the NHL.
This was
OHL.
OHL.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sudbury.
We'll loop it back again from the start.
my goodness.
Basically, the guy on Sudbury rips a necklace chain
I think it's
off
Sue.
the guy from the Sioux Greyhounds.
And chaos ensues. So if you
Yeah.
look at the bottom right now,
Bottom right. Boom.
yanked.
Yanks the chain off. That's insane behavior.
That's a
And then just
a key
act
to
like
lead.
nothing happened.
Like, it's kind of funny, but it's also insane. And you can totally understand why that guy was mad. And now this dude's third man in on the fight. What a grease ball. Actually,
That
I
was
changed
him.
my mind.
That
Yeah.
was the one who ripped the chain.
Yeah,
initially.
but like, again, loop it back. Rip the chain. I didn't do anything. I'm just going to go take
Just
the
goes
face off
back to the
with
show.
his chain in my hand. What was the end game there? Gets jumped appropriately. But then, third man in on the fight. Can you look up if there were suspensions from this?
There definitely was. I'm gonna look up who
Has to
number
be
11
something pretty
is.
bad.
That was a pretty wild move to rip the chain and then just go straight to the face-off draw and pretend like nothing happened. Because yeah, Tyler, wouldn't that chain be in his hand?
Yeah, like,
Landon McCallum is the player who ripped the chain.
did he get suspended?
I don't know. He is not drafted into the NHL, but had 61 points last year. Not bad.
Hey, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe this is going to get some noise.
that's a Brad
Um,
Marchand move.
It's
right there.
definitely. This is an older clip. It's like a week old.
Yeah,
Which is
Blank
different.
Project says awful. What if the chain cut his neck? Sure. Tyler Mulick, very beer league, totally beer league.
Yeah.
That is like there's 6 minutes left and you're very pissed off because your team's down by 3 and you're like, I'm just gonna do something dumb and start a fight. So there you go.
Well done.
Shout out to Alberta Blue Cross for sponsoring all the great memories we're going to be making this year on the show and on our nation vacations.
Mhm.
New nation vacation coming Friday. Come to the horse track. Please come to the horse track and hang out with me.
Please.
All I want to do is hang out with the people who are in the YouTube right now.
And you can get Tyler to join the Discord.
And someone can get me to join the Discord at the event this Friday, Century Mile Racetrack. Let's bet on the ponies. Let's have a good time. Let's have a couple of beers. Let's bet responsibly. Let's yell at some horses and just
Mhm.
place a bunch of bets that we know absolutely nothing about.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
There's a casino in there too.
Is
Yep.
there? Yeah, there
There's
is.
some.
Allegedly.
Shout out to Star Mechanical. Shout out to Betway, Sherwood Ford, and our friends at the Sports Closet Studio. Don't let me forget to tell you about the idea for a giveaway I have. Anyways, thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Hit the like button before you go. Don't send me the link to the Discord. I don't want it yet. You're ruining the whole bit.
Nice.
I can hear him giggling.
Thanks for tuning in. Back tomorrow, special edition of the show with Frank Saravalli at some point in the afternoon. We'll chat with you then, everybody.